What up, Super Players? Today I got another video for you, and today we got the Yellow Saiyans, and they are coming to cause some swapping mayhem. Why? Because of this new effect called Swap, and Goku's lineage cards. Pretty much anybody that has to do with the descendant of Goku has this Goku lineage card special trait. So first things first, we're gonna start off at the top of the tree, of the family tree. We got Bartok. What is Bartok? Well, he's a pretty darn good leader. I would rate this guy a top leader for the fact that he already has a self-awakening ability, because you get to choose one card in your life and add it to your hand. That effect alone is the reason why everyone's playing Ginyu. Now we got a Saiyan version, which is pretty darn good. And on top of that, you get to KO one of your opponent's battle cards. This happens to be on rest mode. That's 3 costs or less when you're unawakened. So on top of you being able to pick up a life, you also get to pop something in the process. And when you awaken, you draw 2 cards. So he's good overall, good awakening effect, good everything. So let's keep looking. When he's awakened, he turns into the Great Ape, right? Uncontrollable Bartok. And now you get that draw effect, which is pretty darn good. And obviously the same effect transfers to the awaken ability, but now you could KO any battle card that's in rest mode, doesn't matter what cost. So he is very good for the fact that you can play him with Shigesh, you can play him with all these amazing cards. The only awesome card you can't play with him is Cold Bloodlust, and for the reason why I think Ginyu is still gonna be up there. So next we got Son Goku right here. What does this Son Goku do? He's a pretty darn good leader. Why? Because look, check it out. When this card attacks a leader card, you may choose one Goku lineage card from your hand and place it in the drop area, and you draw 2 cards. So he's kind of like that Frieza from the Tournament of Power, only that you have to attack the leader and drop 1 card to draw 2. So it can be good, it can be bad. I see this guy as not top tier, not that good, but when you awaken, you untap 2 of your energies. And he's awakened, and then his awaken effect is whatever. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, choose up to 1 Goku lineage in the battle area. That card and this card gain 5k power. So it's just a buff. He just buffs the Goku lineage cards, and I'm not a big fan of this one. Let's keep rolling. And we got the mama of Goku, Jean, and she's here to support. And literally, she is here to support, because when you combo with this card, if your leader card is yellow, place the top 3 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area, allowing you to have more overround potential and keep the overround pressure. And then this is that one cool card. It's Ultra Instinct, obviously. It's Abrupt Breakthrough Son Goku. He's a Universe 7's trait, so he can work with some of the TOP power. His power is 27,000. That's an odd number. Goku lineage with an energy cost of 5 or more, and it's pretty much killed by your opponent's battle cards. You get to play this card from your hand without any energy, and that's pretty darn good. So it's pretty much, oh, you killed one of my Goku lineage cards. Well, guess what? I got this card instant replacement. Like this, the yellow is completely swapping, and this guy's a swap 8, so you get to swap if you want to. He's a barrier, so he's not leaving the field. This Breakthrough Son Goku is gonna pretty much be the combo piece to the deck. Like if your opponent has a bunch of poppin', this guy could come and swap, and then just swap again. And then next we got Indomitable Dynasty Son Goku, another swap card. It's looking like there's gonna be a lot of swapping in this deck, literally a lot of swapping, and you swap for a 4 cost with Goku's lineage. So anybody that has Goku lineage, anyone that's a descendant of Goku, you know, is gonna be able to do this swap effect. And they have barriers, so it's gonna be pretty easy to keep them to do the swap, because they're not gonna be leaving the field with special skills. And then we got another swap card, this Goku. He's a 2-drop, and then you get to do a swap for 3. That's all this guy is, a swap 3. And then we got a swap 2 for 1 energy. It says choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area. And then that's Goku's lineage with an energy cost of 2. So you get to swap. There's 1 card you got to drop in order to swap, but it's still good. It's only 1 energy required to swap. And then this is that one special card, Deadly Golden Great Ape Son Goku. This card is one of the key pieces I feel that's going to be useful for that Super Saiyan 4 starter deck that's going to be coming out. And what you do is you swap for 5. It only requires 1 energy, so you can swap this with any Goku's lineage that's a 5 cost. And on top of that, It has a permanent skill that it's limited to only Son Goku GT leader card, so that makes perfect sense. And on top of that, when you play it, right, you choose one Goku's lineage with an energy cost of 5 or less in your deck, and you add it to your hand. So he's pretty much the playmaking combo piece. You play him, you search out, you swap. That's what he is. You get to swap for any swap 5 that you want to do. Not that bad. And then let's go to the Dynasty Deferred Son Goku. He's a swap for 4, right? So you can swap him for 4, but he has a swap 5. And 3 energy required, you can swap for another 5. You can swap this guy for that big old monkey, right? So that's pretty good. And he's barrier, so he's not leaving the turn. And then when you're in your turn, switch it to active mode. So he's a barrier that always swings and restands. Dynasty Deferred Son Goku, very good card. You're definitely gonna want to swap 4 for this guy. And then we got Kakarot right here, the 1 drop. Nothing special, it's just a vanilla 10k, but having this card holo would make you a lot of money, I bet. Or in the future, if this game does become very collectible based. And then this is that one different Goku's lineage. Now we got to Gohan. He's the descendant of Goku, right? He's the son of Goku. So he gets that swap effect too with Goku's lineage. And when you swap this guy and you play him, you draw 2 cards. So he's going to be that very, very vital key piece to the Goku's lineage hand regeneration piece. And this card is good because he also has a swap 5. You swap him for 5, and you can swap into that big monkey, golden ape, or any other swap 5 battle card that there is. Then we got Interrupted Dynasty Son Gohan. He has a swap 3. So it's going to be a lot of swapping. When I mean swap, I mean you're going to be switching cards left and right, putting the card in the battle area back to your hand and switching with the card in your hand to the battle area. It's just flip-flopping. That's pretty much what's going to happen, and it's looking like it's going to be pretty easy to do because most of these cards all have barrier, so they're not going to be able to be killed by skills. And then obviously another swap 4, but when you combo with this card, and this Goten is going to be able to give a battle card 10k power for just no energy. So he's pretty much a 10k boost for your battle cards only. And he has a swap 4 on top of that. And then our super combo, this is a tricky one. It's a 15k super combo. So you could actually swing with this card if it comes down to it. And you combo, draw 1 card, and she has swap 5. So you could play her initially and then combo from the battle area if you like. And then this card is looking like a very, very useful card. We got Baby Pan looking all cute and stuff. And what does she do? Well, she actually has a pretty darn good effect. Once per turn, you choose 1 card in your hand, you place it in the drop area, and then you draw 1 card. Can be very useful for overround cards. I give this card right here a 5 points because this card is looking super good and the art is cute as well. And then Ox King Dad at heart, right? This card I'm guessing is the one you're gonna want to be playing alongside that little Baby Pan, because when you play this card, all your battle cards that happen to have 3 costs or less are now barriers. So you could play this Ox King Dad. Now your Pan has barrier, right? Your Pan has barrier, so she's not leaving the field, and now you get that non-stop drop power. That's pretty good. And this Chi-Chi, if the Ox King is out, the Chi-Chi also gets barrier, and then when you play this card, you look up to the top 3 cards from your deck, choose 1 Goku's lineage, and you add it to your hand. So these are like 1 turn play, pick up 3, get 1 card to your hand. Not too bad. And if you have the Ox King, they all become like barriers. So Videl, the mama, also becomes a barrier, and she's a barrier that switches to rest mode and draws you a card and gives 5k power to a battle card. This is good because you could pretty much use this Videl as bait. The only bad part is she is a 2-drop, but you could like use her and keep using her to boost up and draw, and your opponent's eventually gonna have to waste an attack on her because that's too much plussing for free if your opponent doesn't manage to get rid of them. And let's go off with what takes off the swapping effect. Obviously there needs to be a card that starts the swapping effect, and it happens to be the Gohan, the one that pretty much started Goku's lineage and raised Goku in a way to actually reproduce and make a whole lineage. And what do we have? We have the grandpa right here. Swap 2, and you're playing for 1 energy, and then you get to swap 2 with no energy required, nothing required. You just swap 2, and he's a blocker on top of that. So This card is going to be a mandatory play 4 of for any swap deck, I guarantee it, if it runs Goku's Lineage. Free blocker with a cool effect, you can't ask for more. And then we got multi-tech Bulma. She has an EX evolve to Bulma. You can evolve it for any Bulma, and when you play this card, you place 2 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area, so it can be very good for overround cards. And then on top of that, you switch 1 card back to active mode and draw 1 card. So there's a lot of plussing you get with this card. I see this card being very, very useful with the overround cards, maybe with Mira. I can see that being very good. Then let's go on to Explorer Bulma, riding the motorcycle. Very unique card. It's just another draw card. You use 3 energies, but you get to restand 2 of your energies. And the cool part is you also draw 1 card, and that's pretty much a 3-drop draw 1 card for 1 energy, technically. Unless they cold bloodlusted as you play it, so then you wasted your 3 energies for a Bulma that's doing nothing, and now you're more vulnerable. Then we got the extra cards. This is where the unique stuff comes in, because this Bartok right here, I actually have this card in the Japanese card game, and with the art, and then but this card is good, and you activate it, no energy required, and you get to pretty much search your entire deck for any Goku's Lineage with 5 costs or less, and it has swap. This card is pretty darn broken for the Goku's Lineage skills, and I'm just saying this card's probably going to be one of those must run 4 of cards. And then this is that card that threw me off guard, because it's 10 times Kamehameha, and this card is like, I see it as a double strike Champa plus 15k instead of 10k, but it's only with the yellow, because when you attack, and if your leader card happens to have a Goku's Lineage and it's Son Goku, you could give the attacking card a double strike and 15k power for the duration of the turn. So this card is in turn a new way of double strike Champa, but you gain 15k, and that's not bad. Like, it's specific to Goku's Lineage card that happens to be Son Goku, but it's still a very, very good card. Surprise attack, I won with the final 10 times Kamehameha. And then last but not least, I think this can be literally the best extra card negate in the entire game if it was not specific to Goku's Lineage, because not only is this a regular negate, you get to pick up 1 of your lives in the process, and if you do pick up 1 of your lives, what tends to happen is you could play this card technically for no energies. It's a free negate, and you pick up a card in your life to do it, so you can self-awaken. This card is looking very, very good for the Goku's Lineage. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. It's looking like the yellow is going to be a lot of swapping, a lot of Saiyan power. And it's all started off with the Bartok right here. So I just want to say, hit that subscribe button if you like these type of videos. And make sure y'all stay super.